Well, hello, Sue. How are
Hello,
you?
Rachel.
I'm Rachel, Treehouse Fiber Arts. It has been a long time since we've been here, but I hate when people say that because usually I'm like, oh, it has been a long time because time goes so fast. Nobody missed us, but we're here. We're finally able to chat. I feel like I have not seen you in
Forever.
forever.
Forever. I feel like your life got super busy. I'm Sue Knit 24 and Legacy Fiber Arts and all of that. I feel like your life got so like kid busy, like kid transition, college, graduation. Like I love, I love seeing you go through it because it brings back such good memories for me.
Hmm.
So it's kind of cool to like when you're like, oh, I have to do this. It's like, oh, I did that
Yes. Yes, it has been one big, and it come this fall, they'll both be gone, and it's going to be crickets, and you and I can chat all the
all the
time.
time. All the time. That will be my goal.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it has been like since graduation time, end of May, we had exciting graduation and Mother's Day and then Father's Day hit and my dad got a little sick, so that kind of took some time and he's doing better now. So thank you to everyone who's checking
so
in.
glad.
And yeah, and then now it's like, oh, got to get kids ready to go back to school, one to go to school for the first time, college. So we had orientation on Monday. I have missed the Periscope
I
group on
know. Oh, this morning I was like,
Instagram.
where is Rachel?
I
Everyone
know.
misses you.
Oh,
Everyone misses
th-
you.
this morning I was at the auto dealership and I had to be there at 8:30, so I could not get on. I was like racing to get dressed and get out the door. And then I watched the replay and it's like I almost started to want to type back, well, I'm not here live, but
I know. I know. Well, and it's interesting because as people can see, I'm in finally in my new studio space, which is heaven. And what that has created for me is I am able to jump on 8 o'clock sharp. Like that is my goal Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So people are like, what are they talking about? So I do a live 3 days a week at 8 o'clock in the morning on Instagram under the handle Knit24 Periscope. And so if you'd like to be part of that conversation, which we keep getting new people, and honestly, we talk about it all the time. It is the most welcoming group. I feel like the minute you tell us who you are, you're part of the group. It just
yes.
feels so wonderful. And that's because of all of the people that have been on forever and they are so welcoming. But because I now have this space, I get up earlier because I don't have to go down and set up. Like I can just come and sit. And I don't have to worry about Winnie and where she is and all of that. And so I have really been like clockwork, like because
Yeah.
the reason that's more important right now is for some reason notifications, even though every morning it says your followers are being notified, they're not.
I don't understand that because I get notifications all day
Same,
for other things.
same.
So frustrating for you.
So frustrating. And if it didn't say that, I would be like, what am I doing wrong? But I've done everything you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
Just super annoying, super
Yeah.
annoying, but super fun group. I really, really enjoy it 8 years later.
I was going to say, because I logged on about 8 years ago when it was on an app called Periscope.
Periscope,
Some of you might remember, and that's why it's Knit24 Periscope
Periscope.
on Instagram because Sue switched over. But yeah, it's such a nice group. We love new people. Don't
Love.
feel like, I mean, you might, yeah, I don't, because Sue is moderating, we're typing. It's not like we're all chatting to each other.
Right.
That it really is a lot of fun. If you're new, don't feel like you'll be not
No,
knowing
and
what's
I
going on.
always do say, like today, I think we had two new people. Oh, I was vowing to remember their names.
Heather, no,
Heather, Rita. Was there a Rita?
we're
I'm
really
gonna
good
need
though
help.
with welcoming.
But
Eventually,
what I
know the name.
always say if I notice somebody new, now that I cannot notice very easily. But if it's a name I don't recognize, I always say, if you'd like to share your name,
Mhm.
please feel free to, so that we can welcome
Yeah.
you properly. And some people choose to, and some people don't. I'm wondering why it says okay up here.
Yeah, you can be a lurker. I lurk every once in a
Oh,
while.
Rachel lurks every once in a while. I'm like, Rachel, are you
Oh,
there?
I'm here. No, but if you're wondering, what do we talk about? It's Sue gives us an update on what's new in her shop. A lot of times we get to be part of naming colorways, but then we talk
Yes.
about everything, life. I mean, books we're reading, TV we're
Books,
watching,
cooking.
how to make sourdough back in
That's
the
what I was just gonna
pandemic.
say. The great sourdough debacle, which I made 2 loaves today, delivered one to my neighbor. I have
Oh,
neighbors now that like, they're so terrific. I'm always like, hey, I made an extra sourdough. Would you like one? And they're like, yes. Not like, oh, that would be like, yes.
of
And
course.
they send me notes of stuff from their garden, like, would you like this? I'm like, yep. So it's like no
That's awesome.
excuses, just like this is what we just own it. We want it, we want it.
Yes.
Oh,
And some
it-
days you go maybe 10 minutes, and some days it's like 45 minutes pass by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to get to work.
I know, I know. It's
So,
fun. It's fun.
yeah,
And there's so many good people on there. So
there
many.
really are. There are other yarn dyers on there. There's amazing knitters, stitchers, because let's face it, this podcast is really about a lot of different fiber works.
Yes.
Fiber arts. We today are probably going to show a little bit of stitching. Both Sue and I have been doing Tour de Fleece, which is the Tour de France
In the
time
police
where
world.
us spinners spin all we can. And
Yes.
we have a hashtag. There's a group of us from the Periscope group. Sue says
Spin.
spin.
The spin.
I love it.
That used to be 100 years ago when we first started. Somebody did the hashtag Sue says so, because I would say something and then everyone would do it. Be like, wow, why is everyone doing it? It's like Sue says so. I'm like,
You
so
even had a colorway called Sue Said So.
we did 100,000 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So did you see, I loved Elizabeth Ann Ken Stitch put up a video.
Is it the one
'Cause
that's all questions about her?
yes, and she
Can't wait.
now is including knitting. Like I think she was a huge knitter at one point and then kind of stopped, and now she's back in the knitting world. And
And she's a
I
huge quilter.
quilter too,
Big
stitcher,
time.
quilter, sewist, everything. And I get so excited every time a floss tuber becomes a knitter. Like, I don't know why. For me, I need both.
Oh, yeah.
The different rhythms for my hands are really important. I talked
Mhm.
about this morning how I've been knitting a lot and my hands are craving stitching again.
Yes.
And and I love the fiber world. I love the entire fiber world. So I'm
Mm.
so happy when somebody kind of branches out a little and tries something new or
Yeah,
goes
I
back
love
to
to see it.
something.
Maybe that's why we love Lori Holt so much. That last video, Sue, of Lori Holt's, her studio tour. If you have not watched her studio tour, that's Lori Holt on YouTube. Oh,
It was so funny
wonderful.
because I saw it come up and then you said something almost immediately, like we were on the same wavelength. It was so weird. It is so inspiring. She is, for me, so inspiring. I don't know how she does it. Lori, please let us know all of your secrets, because I feel like we do a lot. And
Hmm.
I think I said to you, I was texting like, yeah, I'm such a slouch.
I know.
Because I don't know how she does it. I mean, it's amazing what she does, and she does it all so beautifully, and her aesthetic is amazing. I kept going to, well, I'm a yarn dyer. You can't be neat if you're a yarn dyer. I'm just making major excuses. But yeah, she's just
She
got a,
walks you around each room. I mean, she has a stitching room that's also her. When we go visit her, Sue, we can sleep in there.
you can sleep in the
I mean, she had like the
crochet
crochet room.
room.
Oh, so many great ideas. And I just love too. she had big pieces of furniture that used to be this color, but I just painted it this color. To me, that's like, oh my gosh, overwhelming. That would take over my whole week.
That would take over my whole month. Are you kidding?
I
I'd be
know.
like, first, how do you do that? And then
I know.
what do I do? Oh my gosh.
Oh, and her
No,
closets. She opened the closet doors and those cubes all with the so inspirational. I
so inspirational. I am
loved it.
so jealous, envious. I don't know. I wanted whatever the kinder of the two is. Like, I'm so thrilled she has it, but I'd like it too, kind of thing. Not that I don't want her to have it. Like, I know those definitions are that, and I'm not sure which is which. I want the kinder version.
I just, oh, so much eye candy, I tell ya. Oh gosh, I'm remembering things like the fabric room with the big island and the cutting table thing, and then you've got this.
And this, I
No,
see.
let's talk about this because I don't think we've been on since you're in your new studio.
No, and I can't show the other side because I have advents hanging.
Ooh.
I'm unplugging, but I will show you the dye area.
Oh, look at your space. A new window in there, a great door for breeze.
It's heaven. I
I
have to stop
love the
there.
walls. Everything is just
Oh,
so bright and airy.
I am so grateful. I will never stop being grateful for this space, which I felt that way in Connecticut too. Like, anytime you can have a dedicated space in your house, like, because we considered, do we go out and look for studio space? And I just knew in my heart, I'm a stay-at-home person. I really
Mm,
am, and I need to be able to access it whenever I want. And it's just how I work.
mhm,
Um, and I also feel like I used to feel in Connecticut, which I had really missed that feeling of leaving my kitchen, walking into my studio space, and an order comes in and I don't want it hanging over my head. The yarn's already soaking, just boom, get it done. Um, I'm so grateful. I am trying to get used to not having all the windows that I used to have. Because that
mhm.
was a room full of windows. And there was a window like in that spot. And I
Yes.
can't tell you how many times I look over there thinking I'm gonna see to the kitchen.
Oh,
It's so bizarre because that's what it was.
yeah,
And then when I'm in the kitchen, I always look at the stove thinking I'm gonna be able to see out here. It's
yeah.
so weird.
I bet it is.
It's so weird. And most of all, I will say I miss looking out there at a pool.
This time of the year, especially.
Yeah, I really miss my pool. But it's such a short-lived thing for me that,
Mhm.
yeah, I
You
do.
didn't miss all the hassle of getting it up and running and
Well, I don't do any of that.
oh, but isn't it still, I mean, even though you didn't do any
Yeah,
of it, it was
yeah,
like stress in the house.
yes, for sure. And then the stress of feeling like I should be in it all the time, which
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in it all the time, but I liked knowing I could be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the stress of all the creatures, which was very overwhelming for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not.
Yeah, so
But here
anyways,
you are. So now you're in your space and it's summer in Vermont. It's been a year since you moved.
just about September, the day after my birthday, we moved. So yeah, it's
Okay,
coming
maybe you
on.
were just looking for places in
We were
July.
just looking. Our house was up for sale right now. Benny
Okay.
was getting married.
Oh
He,
my gosh.
I know, I think in 2 weeks is his anniversary. And I don't
Wow.
know that if I've shared here, him and Kristen are pregnant, which
That's amazing.
amazing. Another little girl is coming our way.
It's going to be so different. I'm so used to you having two granddaughters and
Same,
a new little
same.
baby. Oh my
And
gosh.
oh my gosh, this little baby, the poor thing is gonna have two little mothers.
Yes.
So it's Lily and Charlie are gonna be like the little mother hens. I know it.
Oh, that little one will look up to them. Oh, so much.
I
Oh,
know. I
so
know.
are you, you've been probably knitting and crocheting for the
I
children?
have been, I forgot about that. I left it upstairs. I knit the cutest gift wrap baby sweater.
Is that the
It's,
one on the side that has the side tie? So cute.
no, it has a side buttons.
Okay.
In my mind, though, if I didn't remember that, I would picture it with a tie. Like, I
Hmm.
think you're picturing the right sweater, and it has a matching pixie hat that I haven't made yet.
Oh, cute.
So yeah, and then I'll knit some toys because I did for the
Mhm.
girls, and the girls loved them.
Speaking of knitted toys,
Oh, I still haven't made mine.
this is Legacy Fiber Arts, your colorway, the Pride colorway
Pride colorway,
chicken.
the emotional support chicken.
Here's my emotional support chicken.
I love it.
I love it. And I really was like, what do I need with a knitted chicken? Because this is like there's like 3,000 of them on Ravelry. Like this has been very
They're
popular.
huge.
They're huge in the knitting world. And I'm always so late to the game for everything. And I just got it in my craw, literally. When you put out this kit, I'm like, okay, that's a sign. So I
Yeah.
made it. And the next day when it was finished, I had my knitting group and we meet at a Panera and we sit at a big circular table and there's like 8 of us. And I just plopped it right in the center of the table and everybody, what? Oh my gosh. This chicken created so much laughter and people would start talking, they'd pick it up, and as they were, telling their story, people would be hugging. I mean, nobody,
Oh,
even Brian, I had it outside. When I finished it, I was knitting outside, and I gave it to Brian, and he's making fun of me for knitting a chicken, nice in a nice way, my husband Brian.
of
But then he
course.
picks it up, and he like held on to it for like 20 minutes. He forgets he's holding on to it. So I did that. And then I was like, well, I just am not done making them.
I
So
can't believe you made, now what is that yarn?
I held double, I don't know, it's just some yarn. It was a gradient. So this is darker and it got lighter.
Love it.
And I actually held it double so that it would stay that way from the inside and the outside. I don't know how to explain it. And then
Love it.
I think this is from your Pride
That's from,
colorway.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's the same
yeah.
coloring, except
Yeah, so we did Pride kits. Again, it's all over there behind all the yarn. Actually, no, I won't get it now. Sorry. Anyways, the kit comes with 5 really bright minis and then the Pride colorway.
hmm
You knit that so fast.
I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
And I was intimidated because someone had said, "Oh, it's all short rows," and oh, that sounds like torture. But you know what? It's not. It's short rows in garter stitch, which means you do the typical, the typical maneuver you do for a slip stitch. But when you turn it, you don't have to go back and pick up the two. How do you
I
say
do
that?
the one where
Articulate.
you move the stitch over and then you pull it behind so there's 2 legs.
Yes, that one I do that. Is that German short rows?
German
Yeah,
short row.
some people
I
do
love
German,
that.
but there's no reason to a wrap and turn. You just have to wrap and turn and then knit across. And when you knit back the other way, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to, because in garter stitch, that doesn't create a hole.
I have to start one.
Yeah, just start one. The fiddliest parts are this thing, the waddle and the.
I know, that's what
I
I
just
look
used a
at.
bead because I wanted beady eyes for
I
my.
bought eyes. But they don't look like eyes, they're just black and the
Snap.
safety eyes.
I should
Yeah,
do that. I need eyes for that one.
yeah,
So I don't know what I'm gonna call. They need names. But
yeah, love
knitted
them.
toys. I think I haven't, have I been on here since I finished I don't know.
No,
I gotta
is
pull
that
this.
the Tanis pattern?
It is. It's the Tanis.
Oh,
I want to pull up my Ravelry so that I say things correctly here. It's the Fleetwood with granny squares. I did the
oh,
granny squares in um Rauma. I had all these balls of Rauma. So
I
I
don't
thought,
even
oh,
know
I'm
what
just
that
gonna make a
is.
rustic granny square sweater. So I used Rauma and then this grayish brown for the main color. This
Love
hole
it,
is bugging me right here. I'm gonna have to do something about that.
love it.
Yeah, the brownish color is Plucky Knitter, Yak Paca. It's very drapey.
Oh,
So when
it's
I
gonna
wear it,
grow.
it's a really nice drape. It's not, I was nervous about this one being like a, real linebacker kind of sweater, but this
Yes,
feels almost like a drapey.
Mm. The
shawl
only
sweater.
thing with alpaca, it grows like
It
crazy.
really did. It's 50-50 yak and alpaca.
My God,
So
what
I
a
might have to
break.
do some arm surgery at some point, but who knows?
I
So
love
I
it.
finished that one. I was on a tear with finishing some sweaters. And then I finished my, have I shown you this one?
No,
Finished?
not on here, but this reminds me so much of the season sweater that I made.
This is knitting for Olive, the Avia sweater. Avia sweater. And I knitted in the merino, her merino with a mohair held. So two like lace weights. What I love the detail on the back.
Love it. Was that hard?
No, you just follow the directions,
Yeah.
don't read ahead. Just
Oh,
like
that
the
is the key with
saddles.
knitting.
See, it's a you
Saddle.
you
Yeah.
do the shoulder first. Yeah, but I
And
just love how that looks in the back.
yeah, love it.
So very like it's lightweight, but it's hot.
Hot.
So
Which would be nice though. I mean, you have very cold out there.
yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So yeah, that was like I wanted to share those on here because
I
I wanted to
started.
show you them. I don't think
So
I've
Chels and I make sweaters for the girls for fall, and these are their everyday sweaters that they live in. So we go to Joann's and we get our good old acrylic, and it's the seasons sweater,
oh how cute.
isn't it? Oh, I made last year I made a periwinkle one, but she's really into indigo. Indigo.
Indigo.
Yes. It looks way too big. It's a size, I think I did 8'10" because they grow so fast. And
Yeah.
she's gotten very tall. I mean, she's nowhere near, well, I say that. She's probably more like a 7, but she hasn't been back since I've gotten this far. I'm
Hmm.
really anxious for her to try it, but the half fisherman's rib, I love it. I made it for myself. I
That's
love
what
the
this is.
sweater. Yeah, it's very similar except for that construction,
Hmm.
which this is a pattern by Ozetta, who I love her patterns.
Yeah.
She does a lot of starting with those saddle shoulders, which I haven't really gotten it yet. Like I've played around
Mhm.
with it, but never stuck to it.
Yeah.
But it's very similar. It's very
Yeah.
brioche-like without doing brioche.
Honestly, that's what they say.
Yeah, it is the squishiest.
Mhm.
So the yarn I use, hold please. Oh my gosh, I literally threw everything over here. Is Big Twist.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. I think it was like on sale plus 20% off. The sweater probably cost me $10, maybe 15.
This is the second time I'm seeing it. I watched
Knitting
Leslie
with a
Friend.
friend. Yep.
Yes. Is that why you got it? Because she said,
No, but I remember exactly last year when we did it, we used this and it gets softer and softer. And I remember she was at the same time doing exactly what she was doing this year, if I'm remembering correctly, and knitting that blanket with it.
yes.
It's fabulous.
I didn't know her at all, and she popped up one day this week, and actually I'd heard of her, but I hadn't watched her, and she's knitting her granddaughter a sweater in that now in her
Is it a
latest
sweater?
episode.
I thought she did a blanket too.
Yeah, I know she showed the blanket, but I think
Yeah.
she was doing sweaters because they
Yeah.
get softer and softer. Maybe it's just a blanket.
She is, I don't watch a lot of podcasts, I'll be
Mhm.
honest. I just don't. But when I'm in a knitting mood and want to watch one, I tend to watch her. I love her knitting content. Uh,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
an
I really liked it too. I was in the
she's an
mood to watch a knitting.
obsessive knitter. And this sweater, oh my gosh, when you finally get to this point, it's just round and around and around.
Yeah.
It's
And
so easy.
I would rather do half fisherman's rib than
Any day.
ribbing.
Brioche.
Just ribbing.
Oh, me too.
I like how you get a rest round,
Mhm.
of all pearls if you're in the round, right?
Yep.
And then it's the knit below. You're never having to flip your I don't know, it just seems easier.
It's so easy. And so this sweater comes, it starts small and goes clear to adults. You do have to buy two separate patterns. There's a
Uh-huh.
children's pattern, and then it also comes in a cardigan, which
Ooh.
Chelsea made, gosh, 2 years ago. That's when we started this, I think.
Mhm.
And so now we've kind of committed to, like, you know what, we want to make the girls an outside sweatshirty sweater for the fall, and they lived in them last year.
I love that. That's
Lived in
so
them.
cool.
Yeah, so they pick out the yarn, and Lily wanted indigo. She picked it rather quickly and then needed to move on in the store. Uh, and Charlie picked baby pink with sparkles.
I love it.
So Chelsea's doing Charlie's and I'm doing Lily's this year. I think I did Lily's last year too.
Is
Yeah,
Chelsea using the same yarn brand?
same yarn.
Yeah, so they have a sparkle version of it. Huh,
Sparkle version. They had a
very
hot pink
interesting.
with a sparkle that Charlie started with, and I think somehow Chelsea directed her a little away from it.
Mama's got to be knitting it.
But it is a fun one and they work up really fast.
I Ozetta has a lot of patterns that I would love to make that are so wearable looking.
I feel like they're very old school, just
Hmm.
basic, basic, gorgeous sweaters.
Yeah, and it sounds like she uses unique constructions and it's not just your typical
Yes.
construction. Speaking of another one that does unique construction, I'm working on Petite knits. I wanted to try a summer sweater. When I made the order for my yarn from Knitting for Olive in Copenhagen, shipping was free. So I was like, well, let's throw in another type of yarn. So I'm knitting with her um, cotton merino. I think it's, boy, what is it? Does it say on here? 70% organic cotton, 30% wool. So
What
it's
Elizabeth Ann was using?
maybe I have to watch that episode.
Watch it, because I feel
But
like she even has that same color.
does she really?
I could be totally wrong.
I
She
gotta
was
check that
doing
out.
a ton of petite knits herself.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're knits for petites. That's just the name of her.
You know what? Honestly, I think the name for years steered me away from it, because
Me
that's what I
too.
heard.
Uh-huh. Me
In
too.
my brain, that's what I heard. And I was like, well, that wouldn't fit me.
I saw someone in Ravelry use this yarn on this pattern, and I really like how it turned out. When you block it, it really is nice. So right now I'm not loving what it looks like. Like I have this, I'm doing it on magic loop. So I've got two ends, and normally I don't ever have this weird, like, where is that? There, it's
Why is
bigger.
it doing that?
I think because it's cotton and not stretchy.
Could be.
Because now that I'm focusing on it more, it's not happening. But my
I think
friends
it'll
at Knitting
block
said
out.
when I block it, I can just like push it over a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be really nice. See that line? Oh, that kills me. I don't know. We'll see what
Wait and
happens.
see. Also, I find things show up on camera, like when there are say two different dye lots, but you can't see it in
Hmm.
real life, and you can
Yeah,
see it on camera
on
sometimes.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. It is a lovely fabric though that feels cool. So
Mhm.
I'm really excited. It does not feel like bad cotton. And
Yeah.
and it's like dental floss size. So it's these
Mhm.
stupid, I wish this was fisherman's rib and not ribbing, but it will soon be over and I will be able to just knit, 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 knit. See
I
how,
think she's making that same one.
oh gosh, I'll have to watch
I have to
the,
go watch. I could be wrong. And she's doing something with a color very similar too.
oh, that's too funny.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's my knitting and then crochet. Oh my gosh, I'm so in
Are you
love with
crocheting like crazy? I haven't
I
been
was for a
lately.
while there. I am so in love with this Lori Holt yarn, this chunky thread for
I can't wait
cotton
to get mine.
yarn. Yeah, this I absolutely love it. It does not split and it's lighter weight and it really sings with the I haven't even blocked these yet, but I haven't put them in the water yet. But these were so fun. This is Lori Holt. She has a tutorial. I just followed along with her one day and then printed
So
out
is
the,
there a pattern or just a tutorial?
I think it's just a tutorial. I don't know if there's a pattern,
I need
but
to make them.
honestly, I watched the tutorial and then I just did this one looking at this to remind me what I did.
I have to make those.
They're
Now,
so
see, I want those
fun.
on my tables.
I mean, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with them, but what was funny is I had it on my table and I set one of the chickens on it and it was like so perfect. It was
Yes.
just cute, like a little nest. But yeah, I don't know what
Also,
else.
I think what a beautiful gift that is, right?
Just a little
Like,
doily.
yeah, like it's anyone would find a spot for that in their house.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Oh
so
my
many
gosh, I
great colors.
love
She has like
them.
I think over 30 colors now. I am getting them all in the shop. I have a ton in the shop right now because I'm gearing up for the punch along,
I
which
cannot
I'm
wait.
so excited to start. Did you hear on Lori's last episode? She said August 12th is when her first video drops for the the
But
punching.
do we have all the supplies already though?
Yes,
Oh,
I finally got all of the supplies. I got summer. These are the summer. Should I take it out of the package or can you kind of see it?
I think it's fine.
Okay. She shows them in person, some of them on her episode. She just kind of quickly holds them up and says August 12th is when the first video drops. And they are so beautiful in person. But I do have I have summer and I also have autumn. And I have an order in for winter and spring, I think. And the new colorways as well that come with it. But thank you to all of you who pre-ordered. Those pre-orders are being shipped out as soon as I get the invoices paid. I sent out invoices to pay for the remaining of it. And I might have a couple kits left. And I do have an order. There is one color that's back ordered. So you know how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see when I get it all in, but
Oh, I am beyond excited.
this is gonna be so fun. Yeah, so I have, and if you want to just a la carte it, I've got the patterns, I've got ultra punches, I've got Lori's weaver's cloth in the shop. Just go into treehousefiberarts.com and click on punch needle and it'll all pull up for you. But yes, we're gonna do it. Sue, I have your bundle right here. I need to ship to you of all these pretty Lori Holt colors. I mean,
I
they
think
all
I
go
need a
together.
I think I need a punch needle too because when we moved, I don't know where it is. And did you include the fabric?
Yeah, so the kit that I had for pre-order was the fabric, the summer, and this, and then you can always add on a punch needle if you needed it.
Can you hear that?
No,
Oh my God, the rain on my tin roof. It's so loud. You can't hear that?
no, that's wild. I can't hear it at all.
That is so weird. It's pouring up here, which I love. I'm very
Yes,
happy about it.
we had that. Is it from the hurricane for you
Yeah.
too? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm all about like doing things. Well, I say this, but then I don't do it. I just love the idea of doing things together,
I
like
know,
in
me
a
too.
group. Especially right now, I don't know what it is, like a sense of community is really important to me. So maybe that's why I'm very drawn to it because I haven't quite, I mean, I have a couple communities up here, but nothing like this yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever will. So yeah, I'm so excited.
Well, and have you ever, I'm sure you have, tried to get a friend, like a Muggles friend who's a part of like watching YouTube, or have you ever tried to get them excited about learning how to knit so you can knit with me, or it never works?
Well, one of my neighbors, one of the women is like, oh, when I retire. And I'm like, no, 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 you never wait till you retire because you could die. Like, I do not believe in waiting for anything or
No.
saving something. I believe in if that's what you want to do it now. Like,
Yes.
I just don't think it's risking so much waiting, right?
I know. And but I want everybody to be as excited now
Me
as
too.
I am. And you know what? I think we find our tribe here on YouTube and on Instagram, and it can be a little disappointing when your face-to-face friends aren't into it because you want to talk about it and
Yes, and
share.
well, and let's be honest, anyone that's present here or on Instagram or wherever, like this, it's not like we like doing it. It's like we cannot live without it.
Yeah,
Like we are so, it's so ingrained in us. It's a lifestyle.
right.
So to have
Yeah.
someone just pick it up here and there, it's not the same. I need to be around lifestylers.
You know, exactly. I was watching in the car dealership this morning while the car was being worked on. Who was I watching? Let me just look at my history. Oops, I just started a video. Let's see. Where do I watch? Oh, I was watching The Knitting Place. Do you ever watch those two ladies? They're
Yes,
from the East Coast.
yes. Again,
Dinah or Dina.
are they in a shop?
Yeah.
They record in
Yes,
a shop.
they have a shop.
Yes. Again, when I watch, that's one that I will go to.
Yeah.
I'm not religious about any of them.
Well, I think her name is Pam. She's the one that's the teacher during the school year, and she's off right now. And she was at a friend's for a 4th of July party, and it was maybe like 3 couples, I think is what she said. And one of the husbands said, okay, no knitting. There'd be no knitting today. And she was like, I was so busy with my grandkids the day before. I couldn't knit at the park because I had to watch them. And I was so excited because my two girlfriends, they knit too. So I was excited to just bring along like a pair of socks or something I could just do stockinette. And she got to the party, and the one husband was like, okay, nobody's knitting today. We're all going to be present. And that was the little discussion on their podcast this morning about how people don't realize that don't knit, that we focus better if we have
Better.
something in our hands and we're knitting. And
Yes.
you can talk and be present when you're knitting.
I am much more present when I'm knitting or stitching or whatever. It is like an anxiety thing possibly for me,
Mhm.
where knowing I find such comfort in it that I
Yeah,
can just settle down and feel comfortable. Um,
right.
I I would knit everywhere I go. Fortunately, he wouldn't know what was wrong with me if I didn't.
Same.
And a lot of people who know me well enough know that that's just how I travel.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes it's as simple as just having that knitting bag by me. That's
Well,
enough
yeah,
sometimes.
that's what Pam said. It's like sometimes you just take, if I don't bring my knitting, I might not use it, but just knowing it's there if I need it. We sound
That's
ridiculous right now.
it isn't, and that's the difference between a lifestyle and when you want, like every once in a while. That's the
Yeah.
difference. It is.
I'm curious, those of you listening in, what do you think? Is it acceptable to knit in public when you're with friends, or, and when is it not acceptable, I guess? I don't know. Interesting.
I I do think people take offense to it, and I really struggle with that because they don't understand it.
Hmm.
Um, and it's hard to explain it because then you feel like you're kind of a lunatic.
Well, Brian had some experience at work. He works in a hospital and is in a lot of meetings. And there's a particular female employee who knits a lot of times during the bigger meetings. And they were complaining, like somebody made fun of it, like, "Well, she doesn't pay attention because she's knitting." And I think,
Just the opposite.
I know, but are we really going to educate everybody
No,
on that now?
no, that's the thing. I think I pick my battles in that area,
Yeah.
and I just try to I try to be okay with it myself because sometimes that's part of it. So it's
Yes.
like I try to get comfortable in it and power through till I am comfortable in it.
Hmm.
Because it
Sometimes,
benefits,
go ahead.
I was say it benefits me and it usually benefits everyone around me.
Me too. Yes, exactly. Well, sometimes if I'm in a situation where I know nobody else knits, but there's a group of us and we're all just going to be sitting around, a fire, or I don't know, I will say, is it going to bug anybody if I knit? and everybody's like, no. And more times than not, it mesmerizes everyone, like somebody will be like, wow, what are you doing? Or they'll ask.
That's the only piece of knitting in, like, say, a meeting or something. I've heard this before. It's a
Mhm.
distraction for other people because they are so fascinated by it.
Mhm.
But when I've really needed it and not wanted to be really out in the open about it, I just like tuck it in a bag and I'm like this.
You can hide it. You can't do that with stitching as well.
No, no. And honestly, stitching isn't the same for me
No.
because I do have to concentrate a little more. And when we say knitting, we mean like plain old vanilla knitting, right? Like
Yes.
not cabling and
No.
I mean, sometimes yes for me, but mostly I just pick something that I can have eye contact the entire time.
Yes.
They do think that should be a consideration.
Yes. Yes. I don't need to look at my hands a lot when I'm
No,
just knitting a sock or something,
yeah.
stockinette. But stitching, I do. I can't look up. I have a hard time watching TV and stitching. I can listen to the show, but
I
not gonna.
usually don't watch TV, I listen. And then Dave is so good about filling me in on what's going on.
I know.
What's happening? Who is that?
All right, so I'm curious everybody else's opinion on the whole knitting in public thing. This
Well, oh, go
Lori
ahead.
Holt's yarn, I wanted to dabble with it a few months ago. I think I might have shown it already, but look at how pretty it punches. And this I just folded down under and glued for now. And then I was like, oh, well, how will I finish it? Oh, I heard crochet thing. So I crocheted, I just made a circle. I tried to make as nice a circle as possible. I could have gotten my whole Cricut cutting machine out and made a nice circle, but
I would have
anyway,
taken a plate, drawn around it, cut
oh,
it
I
out.
didn't even think, maybe that's what I did. I don't even know what I did. But yeah, so then I just crocheted the same color and you can
Oh,
just, you know, I haven't put it together yet, but
so sweet.
yeah, and I was playing around. It actually looks kind of good on one of my Yazzie bags. I could sew it on the cover of the Yazzie bag. I don't know. We'll see.
I look at that as just a mat to put on a table.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know.
So pretty.
Something. That Lori Holt. I mean, she has the supplies to just do what I love to do, just be creative,
Like,
pulling and combining the crochet and the punch needle. This is wool felt, I love being able to combine all the things.
you could also make that into, you could do the wool felt and the penny rug,
Yes.
the pennies around it. That would
Yes.
look in like really whimsical colors.
Oh, with felt.
Mhm. That'd be
That would
really
be
pretty.
so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. Well, yeah, so you're gonna do it, the punch needling. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it together. If you want to join in and you need materials, I'd love to help you out. Come to the shop and we'll get going on that in August.
I cannot wait.
My
Cannot
only
wait.
the only thing that sort of bums me out, and it shouldn't bum me out because it's so easy to do, is that the designs are not already written out on the fabric. They're pieces of paper designs, and you have to put it behind the paper, and you can actually see it if you put your paper down. And I'm sure Lori's going to talk about this all on her episode about it, but you can put the paper down, the fabric you can see through really well. And if you just take a pencil,
I will tell you, I
all you need.
invested in a light box. I
Yeah,
got the big one because of the quilt with the haunted houses, the Hocus
yeah.
Pocus.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in small sizes. Look
Mm-hmm.
them up on Amazon. They're thin. They're not like the old school light boxes that you used to buy. They're paper thin, not
Yeah.
paper thin, but
Yeah,
thin.
they're thin.
You could get a smaller one. I want to say the big one was not like shockingly not expensive. I can't remember what it was, but shockingly inexpensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So that's
worth it, especially if you like punch needle for sure. Embroidery, because you can buy a lot of just patterns. Like,
yes.
I forgot who it, I think is it candy apple, what's that? Where I got Hocus Pocus. They have a
Oh,
ton of patterns like that.
yes. Oh my gosh.
I know,
Can't think of the
candy.
name.
I just was talking to my aunt about this.
It's not going to come to me.
Crabapple,
Crab tree.
apple tree designs.
You all know who we're
Just
talking
do
about.
Hocus Pocus quilt, Google it, and it'll come up.
We might have to bring that out come Halloween.
Oh my gosh. See this floss tube, this is why we can't do these a lot because my brain is like on fire already about this that I gotta go get out and this, and I am in the middle of
Mhm.
major advent. So all I
Major.
could be doing is dyeing yarn right now, like every minute of the day that I'm awake.
Do you want to talk about fabric at all? I can cut
Yes,
this out.
it's coming. It's coming. I know people are being so patient. I appreciate it so much. It is coming. I was actually thinking about it last night. So I have to get in my brain, like it's going to happen one morning. I'm going to wake up and be like, I'm dyeing fabric today.
Hmm.
I am dyeing fabric. It's just coming. I promise you this summer.
Yes. And linen and Ada.
Ada, I have it. That's the
Stitching.
worst part. It's just sitting here. I've paid for it, so I need to get it done. So it's coming, I promise.
That's all I know some of the people are out there like, come on.
I know, and I feel so bad that I'm not like on top of it, but I'm trying really, really hard.
And there's so many good options out there. We're not
There's
in like we were a few years ago where you couldn't get your hands on fabric,
yes, yes. And
thankfully.
I this is the problem. I love dyeing fabric. It's just a matter of getting it all set up again. I cannot dye it
Yes.
in here. I do not dye it in here. I dye it in the kitchen, which is
Uh,
not difficult. Um, and I really need Chelsea here to be pressing at the same time to make it
yeah.
really efficient.
Yeah. And you haven't, yeah, with your new setup, you haven't done it, that's a whole, you have to,
I did it once here and it went really well. And because
yeah.
the weather's warmer, that helps a lot for the drying
Mhm.
process. So yeah, it's on my radar, I promise.
What else do you have any stitching?
I have some great stitching.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with the little stuff because I will never stop loving Satsuma. Never. I
Yeah.
am obsessed with Satsuma.
You got him done. That's cool, kid.
I love them.
I think I have some in the shop of that still.
I can't, we've talked about it till we're blue in the face, but it's just, even Chelsea said this. She goes, Mom, like, this is okay. Would I buy it? No,
Yeah.
because it just looks cute. Like she said, if I was in Joanne Fabrics and I came upon this, I'd say, it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cute. It's fabulous. So
Yeah.
trust, trust the fact that yes, they're adorable, but when you actually stitch them, they are stunning.
Look at the scarf. I love that scarf. That's what sells me on it.
Oh my gosh. It's they're so rich because she's a fabulous artist, number one.
Yeah.
Fabulous artist. Like she's just an illustrator in my eyes because
Mm-hmm.
of her characters. They're so whimsical. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Yeah, and then she just knows the colors and the beads, just the specialty threads. She knows what will
But the thing, you know what I think is the key to her success? The simplicity.
hmm
She keeps it so simple, which that's the key. She doesn't have a million colors. She
yeah,
sticks with a color palette that works all the time.
yeah.
I think she's fab. Look at like literally, I look at these and my heart sings. Like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, they're so fabulous. So I have to back this. This is for our newest little baby. So this is the year that I am starting. They each get an ornament. So
That's
this is
awesome.
for little Benny and Kristen's baby, which this is so Ben. So
That is so cute. And you're gonna just trim carefully around it, back it
I
with the,
put,
yeah,
I'm gonna show you right now. Thank you for asking. Hold please. So I bought this giant pack on Amazon of,
yes.
I call it velvet. They're so lovely. So all the color, hold on. All the colors are in here that you're ever gonna need. Like these are the ones I've used already.
Yeah.
Like, so what I do is I I cut away quite a bit, not right to the piece though. I trim it down. Then I sticker it onto here. And then I take good scissors and I just slowly cut around it. I love the process.
And that's already sticky backed.
Sticky back.
Yeah, you're not putting glue on it.
No,
That
no.
velvet you bought is sticky back velvet.
And they look so professional. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
look like I finished it because I'm not a finisher.
Yeah.
And then I just take and I put just 2 strands of
Mhm.
DMC and I punch it through and then I tie a knot at the top. That's it.
Mhm. So cute.
I'm
Very nice.
obsessed. So that one, and then hold please.
And I
Oh,
do have a ton. I just got an update. I'm going to be announcing it in my newsletter this weekend. But if you're watching the podcast before the newsletter goes out, I've updated all of those Satsuma ornaments. So there's
any more of the
plenty.
12 days?
Yep. Well, oh, nothing's come out since the fourth day. But I have the 4 days that we have.
Again, now I want to work on these. Okay, are you ready for this? Okay, I'm going to say this one thing and people might not like me for it, but I'm not a cat lover. I love dogs. I love dogs.
Mhm.
But
Oh my gosh, in a mitten.
look at
I love
this.
that one.
This is so amazing.
Hmm. Those
So
eyes.
this is for my sweet Charlie Sue, and she helped me stitch it. She
That is
was
so sweet.
amazing.
Oh.
She was like, Grammy, can I help you? And Chelsea and I always forget, Charlie is one of the most capable little girls. She is
Hmm.
capable of so much more than you would think she was.
Hmm.
And so I've really had to work on that, being like, oh my gosh, I forget she's so capable. I would literally stick the needle in, she would grab it, she would know exactly when to stop. So it wasn't like my kids used to be like, oh, now I got to thread it again.
Yeah.
We went back and forth for sat on my lap, I would say at least a half hour at a time, several times.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, she calls these
That's so
diamonds
cute.
because they're
Oh,
diamonds. So she doesn't realize that she helped stitch her ornament.
that's so sweet.
Amazing.
I gotta get going on
You've
that
got to.
every time.
People on the morning Periscope are always like, oh, I bought so many and I haven't started. You have to start because
Mm-hmm.
they are so addictive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's little Susie Q's. I call her Susie Q's. We don't call her Charlie. So this one is for little Lily girl,
Yes.
which again, it looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, just wait. I can't wait to start this. This might be today.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have that and I have 2 more things for stitching.
keep going.
Okay, one is going to blow you away because I worked on this. I put it down a week ago because I needed a breather, but I would say for at least a month straight.
I
And
know which one this is. I can't wait to see how far you've gotten.
so far,
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
look at this.
I cannot believe all that stitching.
I know. I know. So our friend
Wow.
Michelle came a day. So this is one of the first time I've stitched when I've had somebody here. But I
Mhm.
just was like, I'm just doing background all day long.
Yeah.
Got so much done. So
I
I did
love that
that
background.
background. I had to go down to Connecticut.
Oh, the peacock.
Yeah, I think I did all of this.
Oh my gosh. Look
And
at the
then I was
snail. I've
about,
never noticed the snail in there.
oh yeah, there's so much going on in here. And then I was like, oh, I want to do the coloring book part. So I outlined. Oh, see, I haven't looked at this in a little while.
That looks like a little caterpillar.
Yep,
Oh my gosh. Is this a reproduction?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's a tapestry.
Wow.
So it's the, I want to, I almost said the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. No, it's the Unicorn, Peacock, and Badger by Scarlet Letter. I love this stitch. And
Yeah.
everybody says this, everybody. I don't even know why I was drawn to it. It's really not my thing,
Yeah.
but it's fast. It's just so our
Wow.
living room finally has become our living room and it's been painted white. So it's appropriate, a good color.
Hmm.
And ripped up the disgusting rug and all of that. And this, there's a wall just waiting for this.
That's good. That'll keep you motivated.
My
I love
goal,
watching Holly do it too.
same.
Hobbies of Holly on Instagram and YouTube, and she's in our Periscope too.
Yes. Yes.
She is doing it on a dark green fabric, so she's not doing all the background,
No,
right?
and there's a handful of people that chose that. And
Hmm.
at the beginning, I was like, shoot, why didn't I do that? And then I thought, no, I'm really happy doing
Yeah,
it the way I'm doing it. So I'm glad I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm
I
wondering
s-
if I had seen that, would I have gone that? It looks beautiful.
I see
Holly looks
benefits to
beautiful.
both ways,
I,
really. I don't think there's a wrong answer there.
yeah, I think, I'm not sure about this because it's so heavy. Like even if you do it on a green, like say a green background, I'm just picking that
Hmm.
color. I think there's so much stitching going on. I think stretching it might be a little tricky.
Oh,
Like
yes.
real dense areas and then nothing. I feel like it could do a little of this.
In the framing of
So
it.
the framing might be a little trickier.
Never thought of that.
Might be. Not
Depends,
sure.
I guess, how tight of a stitcher you are too. I don't know.
Because there's so many really solid areas.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's totally possible. It's not like, oh, it's going to make it so hard. It's just as a used to be framer, I look at it and go, oh, that might make it a little trickier.
Hmm.
So that's the only thing.
I had that well, I didn't. Paige had to deal with it, but I had a one of my earlier punch needles was a little hard to frame because it was wavy.
Mm-hmm.
I've since been a little better with not being so dense with my punching.
Well, I'm wondering too, I think what I'm picturing is will it distort the fabric enough where you're gonna have to work a little harder to get that even edge?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're also doing the Satsuma's Halloween
Oh, I'm so
stitch
glad you
mystery
said that.
stitch
Be-
along. I'm so
Because look,
yeah.
these
People
came
are
today from
people are.
Amazon. I hate when I'm out of these. And I bought
Mhm,
100 pack, but they only give you one ring, which is so weird.
mhm,
I like the plain old ones. So
mhm.
that, and this is happening later because it comes out on the 12th and today's the 10th.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tempted. I just want to be part of it. More than the
I'm super excited. It's a mystery stitch along. I believe it is a haunted house. It's what they've said.
houses of terror or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, it's going to be different rooms.
And I think I'm going to put it on. I have a big piece of what's my favorite colorway that I do?
Covered bridge, dunes at
Floss
dusk.
color,
Oh, millstone.
millstone.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's going to be
Yeah,
really cool.
I read she suggested not using white or black, but anything in between.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
so excited. So,
Yes.
but then I didn't realize I was kind of not even consciously doing Christmas in July.
Yeah, I thought of that too. I need to do that.
So I went because this is something I really want hanging this year. I went and pulled out this.
Oh, I love that.
I love
Yes.
this.
That's Carriage House Samplings, Santa, Skating Santa.
And look at how much I have done. Why do I stop?
I don't
I know we
know.
all do it.
We do. Oh, I love his outfit. That's not traditional colors, you know?
Same.
And I think I might have some of those still in the shop.
And you know what? Didn't I order her Santa from you in that last package?
I think so. Did I give it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, no, no, no. I'm questioning whether or not I got it, and I'm picturing it, and I forgot to bring the pile down, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah, I have a lot. I'm heavy on the Christmas. I love Christmas stitching. So that's a big thing in my shop. And I've actually made a navigation tab. If you want to see all Christmas, all holiday, just click on that navigation tab and that'll pull up. I just recently made all Halloween fall too.
Oh, see, I like Halloween first because I love the colors of Halloween. I love the whimsy of Halloween. I love
Hmm.
decorating for Halloween.
Yeah. I have
And
a ton of Halloween. I still have some kits of that Brenda Gervais booklet of all the pillows. I forget what it's called.
I have that. Is it the trick or
Yes.
treat?
Is it
And
called Trick or Treat? Such a
I
good
have
shop
it.
owner right now. It's in the show notes, but I picked out some new and oldies that I wanted in the shop. I wanted more of this. Again, I'm not a cat person, but I love this Plum Street Olga's tart.
Is that new?
No, this has been around since for maybe 10 years almost.
But
But
in
I
your
just
shop, is it new?
it's new to my shop. Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
new to my shop. And then I did get in the Halloween tiny towns, which are so fun. Oh my gosh, so fun. Look at the owl on the tree. That would just be fun to stitch.
You could just stitch, you could make little pillows. Say you didn't want to do the long
Yeah,
thing. You could do
yeah.
each one individually and have little pillows.
I mean, look at that tree with the spider.
I love it.
It's so cute. And then along the same line, where did it go? I also have the harvest version of this one. I did. They're all put away, but then it had a frill that comes with it too. So it's all harvesty. I don't know.
Love.
I don't want to get up. And then I love these skinny ones, these little skinny ones. They I can think they're called skinny minis. They have a pumpkin version out.
And you
And
just
then
do little pillows?
yeah, it's a long skinny pillow. Or it would be a great bookmark. Um, edging, pillowcase edging, I don't know. And
Yeah.
then the pumpkin fair. I love this series too, by
Oh,
October House. I think that's really cute pumpkin. And then I don't know when this came out, but Cottage Garden. I just loved all of these different.
how big are those circles?
They're not big. I mean, if you did the whole thing, the stitch count is 169 by 169.
You could
So
also I love
ornament.
perforated paper. I
Yeah.
love perforated paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know who does, do you watch Stitch Bead with Audrey?
No,
She's really good. I love her podcast.
I would have
When
to.
she puts, because she doesn't put out a ton, when she does, oh my gosh, I watch and she stitches gorgeous samplers, like lots of Hands Across the Sea. But she also is a perforated paper girl and she does the
Oh,
Mill Hill. She does a little
uh-huh.
bit of Mill Hill Santas, and I'm just like, oh,
Very
maybe want to go
nice.
get those. And it's like,
Yeah. Mm.
perforated paper has a place, and I think it's amazing.
It's been around for a long time. I mean, you can buy antique perforated paper
Yeah,
things on the wall for the wall
yeah.
in shops. And then Lori Holt I love her line of bags. They're priced really well and they're made very nicely. Um, they're not, well, this one is lined actually. It's just, you can see what's inside lining, but
Yeah.
this is a vinyl material. So it's nice if you're outside or,
Oh, I
by
love
the
that.
campfire or whatever. And this is a big version of it for
I was
fall.
gonna say, how big is that?
This is, oh boy, I would say it's like 13 by 11, maybe 11 by 13.
That's great for your fall, like small
Mhm.
projects.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, and they've been selling really well. I only have a couple left of those in the shop.
Awesome.
And then I also got in, they sold really well the first time. You can see them all back there. These are all of the Lori Holt panels that turn into different bags. And so I've also got the Jane Austen version as well. And I mean, you can make things like this crochet hook bag. It's already printed. You just cut along the lines and sew. It's super easy. The instructions are printed on the panel. So those are in the shop as well. I
I
just
feel
really love
so
personal.
disconnected from your shop right now. Like I feel like things are happening that I'm not aware of.
I just slowly, it ebbs and flows. When I see things I like, I put it in and
I love
yep,
that about your shop though.
it's definitely my own little neck of the woods in the fiber arts for sure. So I've got sections now on there for crochet and knitting, punch needle, and obviously cross stitch and lots of embroidery too. So yeah,
Love
come
it.
join me over there. It's a lot
Love
of
it.
fun. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's I mean, I have been doing my good little spinning for Tour de Fleece. Ooh, that's pretty.
They're pretty. It's weird. I keep going to, I'm having a hard time taking, I don't want to say how, oh man, I gotta pull my, do you have the big one or the little one? I've asked you a million times.
I have both. This is the big one,
You
and
say
this
that
is
looks
my
bigger.
first time spinning on this one. This one was like $300. This is an electric eel wheel 6.0. Um, I did get the hundred and some dollar nano, used that for a bit, but I don't think that is a very good one for a new spinner. I
Mhm.
think you need to know how to spin because it's you could get frustrated quickly with it because it's just fiddly and kind of, but it's great that the price point is there and for traveling. So this is just a little bit more upgraded from electric eel wheel. And oh my gosh, it's so sturdy. I mean, this is metal. It spins really well. I don't know how a wooden one would do any better for me. Maybe the speed. I mean, sometimes the speed setting isn't as fine as I'd like it. Like it goes from really slow to fast. You have
Yeah,
to really turn slowly. But oh man, for the most part, and I can get a battery and put it underneath here if I want.
gotta
And
pull my little one. I loved my little one when I was using it. I loved it.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm enjoying spinning. I also have my wheel going upstairs, but honestly, I really like just focusing on my hands and not having to treadle.
I
I
know.
love the treadle sound and I love the concept. But it's probably like sewists back in the day before they had electric sewing machines and they had to treadle while they were sewing, and then all of a sudden they could just plug it in and focus on what's at hand.
Yes, yes, yes. I have my Lendrum and I love it. It's a double treadle. I'm having a really hard time choosing to spin.
Hmm.
It's really weird. I'm like, oh, I should be spinning and I really like it, but then I get pulled away so quickly from it. I don't know if there's not enough action involved. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
is it just too basic? But I love it. At the same time, I love it.
To me, I spin if I know I want to just listen to my book and I want to just breathe and relax. Whereas
Yeah.
everything else, I was like, okay, focus or yeah, I don't know.
I think I have a really hard time relaxing, to be honest with
Mhm.
you.
Could be.
Even though I really relax when I'm knitting and stitching, that's another whole level of relaxing.
Well, and you know what? When you treadle, I think part of my problem is I haven't found a good chair to sit in.
Oh, 100%.
I'm either too high up or too low, or I'm scooting back because I've got wheels on the chair, or
That's here.
yeah. So, back in the day they had spinning chairs and they look like just a big plank on the back and a seat, a wooden. I think
You can
that's,
still get them.
I, that looks like it's torture too.
Yeah.
I
I
think that's my
hope
problem because my legs fall asleep or my knee starts to hurt or wah,
you get
wah, wah.
uncomfortable. I also originally, once I was able to move into here, my sunroom became my sunroom again. I just don't have a lot of furniture in it, but it's a really nice room. And that was going to be my spinning room. But then I'm always in this room. Like I literally, it's just like in Connecticut. I wake up and I'm in this room all day long. So
Hmm.
I thought, no, have your wheel right next to you. Then you'll do it more. I don't know.
Yeah. I think you should try that.
Yeah, I think
I
I will.
applied on my my first one I spun up was the one you gave me. And I plied on my spinning wheel and I was like, oh, I wish I was plying on my electric eel wheel. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was a really, oh, that loop bump you
Loop.
gave me.
I've got a
Oh,
bunch of those. The other thing is I love the thought of sitting here and just, I used to, when I
mhm.
had it set up like a couple of years ago, I just put it on my desk and I would just spin away.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Even the couch, like I have it on my coffee table and yeah.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna pull it out. I also have my spindle. I love spindle spinning.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I really love spindle spinning. It's more of a challenge and I'm more engaged when I do it.
Yeah.
But
I
again, I spin for 20 minutes and I'm done.
yeah.
It's
And that's
weird.
actually, and that's actually they say 15 minutes, it's you get really better at it each
Better.
time you sit down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, fun times. Man, we've covered everything today. It's
Covered
great.
everything. We've
Yeah,
solved all the world's mysteries and
I
problems.
know. I know. Is
Yeah.
it still raining on your rooftop?
No, I have never had good air conditioning ever in my life. We've always had like window air conditioners, and we have this heat pump in here, heat air pump.
Mm-hmm.
It's really heaven.
Good for you. It's nice. That's you're hanging out in there all day in the summer.
Well, it's funny because Dave really pushed it, and I was like, I'm fine. I don't need it. I'm so grateful.
If you get like a heat wave there, you're gonna roll the bed in there.
I just live in here. It's really bad.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh, this
Well,
was so fun to catch up though.
this really was. We
I need a
really
haircut
covered a
already.
lot.
We covered a lot, so I cannot wait to start the punch along. I'm so excited about it.
Me
Um,
too.
I'll do an advent plug if anyone is interested. We still have some in the shop. We hang on to some for the very end. And I will say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy with it so far. And we're doing, I say that, we have 3 different advents, which is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
And then we have a Hanukkah box, um, which I still have to do.
You're
I
going
have
to
a
be
lot.
done with them, I mean, by the end of summer?
I'm done. Oh, I have to be in order to like move on.
Yeah.
I'm done with the cookie exchange one or whatever that's called. That's
Mhm.
done. Done means just died. There's still a ton to do.
Mhm.
I'm on the children's bookshelf, I forgot what it's called. The big one. I've done 15. I need 10 more and then the big skein if anyone wants it. And then I go right into the micro skeins every Sunday of Advent. So there's 4 micro sock sets. And I pick 4 of my favorite colors out of the big Advent. And I've picked
Mhm.
2 and
Mm.
oh my gosh, they're
Very
really,
cool.
really
I
good.
got to get started on my Legacy Fiber Arts blanket with
Well,
all
I
my
was
minis.
thinking
I have so
people
many.
don't always know what to do with these Advents. If
Mhm.
I had a little one coming or had a little one, I think I would do the big Advent. I would probably do it in the DK version and do a crocheted like children's books. Because that's what they're all based on, children's books.
Then you could give the books to some of the books too, and oh, that would be really
Really
cute.
nice. Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, I love
yeah,
that.
I did
Oh,
one. I didn't do it with this, obviously, because it's not
mm,
done, but I made Kristen and Ben a legacy blanket for the baby, and it's
mhm,
all the DK minis
mhm.
crocheted in like not the typical crochet, I forgot, like baubles or something, and
Mm-hmm.
it was stunning.
Mm-hmm. It was gorgeous. Yeah, and if you out there want to hear more about Legacy Fiber Arts, Sue and her daughter have a channel, Legacy Fiber Arts, on YouTube.
YouTube, we're actually probably recording tomorrow or Friday. We record every 2 weeks.
You guys are doing really well with sticking to a schedule.
We're
It's
trying
great.
really hard. It really, really makes a difference.
I get so excited when I see one pop up. Yay!
They're fun because half the time we just talk about anything and everything.
Right. Yeah, and
So,
I actually like that. While I'm knitting, I don't have to watch, or
yes.
I don't
Well,
know. I can.
especially every 2 weeks, like because we work, like we have this business, so we
Mhm.
don't have hours and hours to sit around and knit and crochet and do all the fun things to
Right.
show every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're pretty prolific knitters though at times.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say so.
Chelsea is too. So yeah, so we end up talking about anything and everything.
Yeah. And you can keep the fun with Floss Toss going by following Sue on Instagram and me, Treehouse Fiber Arts, Rachel on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel that I occasionally talk about the fiber arts, Treehouse Fiber Arts.
It's a great YouTube channel.
It ebbs and flows, when I have stuff to share.
But there's also, you can go back in your library and there's a lot of really good videos.
Yeah, I did do a whole breed, not a whole, but I did a breed study kind of thing, different sheep breeds, and went to Norway. You can come along. That was fun. And yeah,
Uh,
there's it.
yeah.
I
Your
cringe
channel
when I
is
look back,
your
but
channel is way more legit than ours in the fiber world.
oh, but anyway, well, it was great to be with you all.
Yes, we'll be back. We'll be back. I feel like we just need to,
Yeah, it is what it is.
it is what it is. I should bring
Mhm.
that. I've got a little wooden sign that says that in my bathroom. I know where else to put it. There was a shelf in there.
Well, I guess I
Oh,
could make sense in a bathroom somehow. I don't know. But enjoy your knitting, stitching, crocheting, punching, whatever you are doing out there. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
we'll be back.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.